The $1,000,000 question: how do I find a manufacturer? Hello beautiful electric people, welcome back to my channel. My name is Sophia and here we become the best versions of ourselves and our businesses. I am founder of Electric Jewelry, which is an online jewelry brand that started in 2016. We are having an online store and also several retailers throughout Europe. The $1,000,000 question: how do I find a manufacturer? Where do I need to look? If you haven't found already one through Google, through doing the research I was just talking about, then you can Google a lot more straightforward. And this sounds like common sense, but really, go Google manufacturer and then a product you want to make. Manufacturer clothing, Portugal, for example. Clothing manufacturer, Turkey. And really, you will find a lot of manufacturers. Another good place to find manufacturers is actually on Instagram. Put like hashtag clothing manufacturer, manufacturer Indonesia, or like the country that you just researched that was the best country for you to produce. Just start there. And what I also recommend is to go set up your Instagram account immediately, even though you don't have content or anything, because a lot of these manufacturers, which was the case for me, will DM you, hey, I'm a manufacturer of this and this product, we can make this, we have this capacity, we can produce so many items per week, this is our email, if you have any questions, go send us an email. So Instagram is so important nowadays. It's crazy how much you can connect with other businesses as well. If you're organized and you're smart, then you would put all the information of your research in an Excel sheet with all the websites, email addresses, even like the actual addresses. Put it all in an Excel sheet because you will need it and you will get back from it from time to time when you are having this process. You have this big file with all the communication details with all these manufacturers. The next step to do is shoot them an email. And if you have found like 30 manufacturers, yes, email them all 30 with your requirements, how many items you would like to produce, ask them about their minimum order quantity, because some factories only do really big orders of like 50,000, 100,000 items. Ask them about that, because obviously if you're just starting out, these are just not the factories for you. Also ask them about shipping. Is shipping including the price they are going to give you, or is shipping something you will need to pay extra on top of it? Another thing I have found out along the way is that they find it very helpful if you send a drawing of the product you would like to produce, and this can be in Illustrator or just something you have made on paper, but it needs to be clear what exactly, like what the materials are, on which parts, stuff like that, like the details. And that way they can give you a detailed idea of what the costs are going to be and if they are able to produce it. For fashion, if you have a material or a trim or like a fit that you really like, you can actually send it to them in a package, and they will look at it and use it when they are starting the production of the sample for you. Talking about samples, the next step would be a sample, and the sample is going to be expensive because they need to do all this labor, all this setup for just one item. Even if you are going to produce a lot of pieces or like a higher amount than most beginners, the sample is going to be expensive. For example, if you are producing a t-shirt, the print is something that they need to make a mall, like I don't even know if it's called a mall, but they need to make something for it that's unique and specific to your design. This thing they are going to use over and over again for all other t-shirts, but since they need to make one t-shirt, it's going to be expensive. After this sample, it's very important to actually ask about things you want to do in the future. It's easier for you to just have one factory to produce everything, but I I have to say, it's very common to have multiple factories. We at Electric Jewelry actually also have multiple factories, since some factories are not the best in a certain material that we want to use for a certain season, certain styles. It's nice if you can have just one factory, but it's not very common. It's more common to have multiple factories for different items. That way you are also prepared for the future if you want to produce something else. For example, if you have found a factory that can only do silver, but in the future you also want to do gold, solid gold, like that's something else, then it's nice to know that the factory you have found can actually do both, instead of you having to find another manufacturer and start this whole process again. These were my tips on how to find a good manufacturer. I hope this gave you a little roadmap so you have an idea on how to navigate through this process of finding a manufacturer. I hope I helped you out. Let me know in the comments what you want to see next. And if this was helpful, don't forget to also let me know if you would be interested in this subscription I am building, where we can have one-on-one talks and I can share a lot more in-depth information instead of the information I'm giving you guys for free now on my YouTube channel. If you want to see more videos on entrepreneurship, online businesses, stuff like that, hit the subscribe button, put a thumbs up because it would help me grow a lot, and I will see you in my next video. Bye bye.